Today I'm gonna film a reverse cat eye makeup. I don't know if you're familiar with the concept, but basically you're smoking heavily your lower lash line instead of the top lid. It's just a smoky eye for your under eye. We're gonna start with the eyes today because it is a little bit of a heavier look on the eye. A dot of concealer on the lid. And basically this is gonna work as a primer. This will help our eyeshadow pop. I am going to apply this under my eyes as well, because as I said, we will be smoking the lower lash line quite heavily. I'll continue using my Kosas concealer and I'm blending it out with the Refy Beauty Duo brush. I'm gonna fill in my eyebrows right now using the Refy Beauty eyebrow pencil. And since today the look is a cat eye, I want to make sure that my eyebrows are not overly arched. I want them to be more straight. I think you know that I have a thing with like straight eyebrows. I'm gonna jump in my Makeup by Mario palette, the neutral one. Shocking. I'm gonna take the lightest brown on the first row and I'm gonna buff this in my eye to start the first transition color. We're not gonna apply a lot of eyeshadow on the top lid. Flick this out. You don't have to be extremely precise with this. The brush I used is a, I don't even know how to pronounce this, Zuiva. Now I'm jumping to a MAC fluffy brush. Someone said, read the names of the brushes. Girl, they're all gone. You read this. It's like guessing numbers. 2, 8, SS. Anyway, then I'm gonna jump in on this lovely dark brown and I'm just gonna be a little bit more strategic with this, and I'm not gonna be as heavy-handed as I was with my previous shade. So I'm really gonna keep this on my crease. I want you to tell me, because I don't know from what generation everybody is, I want you to tell me what was the worst trend of your generation. Not the worst, but like what you think it didn't suit you or what you think it was a bit over the top. For me, maybe a bit the blushing obsession, the blusher obsession, and over the top contouring, like like you can see it. I will stop there. Keep in mind one thing, when you start with your eye makeup, everything will look wrong until you start doing your skin. The moment the foundation hits your skin, that's when everything will start making sense. So if you're wondering, girl, what in the frick you're doing? Well, I know what I'm doing, just give it a minute. Anyway, next step. I'm gonna use a bit of a shimmer on my lid because I feel like it. I have this lovely Anastasia Beverly Hills. I think I'm gonna grab a little bit of this one and I'm just gonna gently tap it. That was a bit more than I actually anticipated. I can fix it. I'm gonna use the hand that has nothing on it. I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit. This is so cute. Oh my god, I love it. You can totally just throw a little bit of brown eyeliner on your waterline, add some mascara and call it a day. But that is not what we're doing today. I'm sorry if I'm a bit extra. I had 3 coffees today compared to the 2 I usually have, and they've proper kicked in. But I had a horrible night. I could not sleep. I was turning around all the time. I was swallowed in all my pillows. I think I was looking for comfort, but I failed miserably. I got the Tattoo Liner by Maybelline. Maybe it's Maybelline. And I'm gonna run this all over my waterline, tight line, black everywhere. This is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to say much. I had an issue with my attention span because of scrolling too much on TikTok. And I just could not watch film. I could not watch a movie. I could not, for the love of God, watch a film. I was constantly looking for that endorphin rush that you get by freaking scrolling. I fixed it though. Stopped scrolling for 3 days. It was really hard to remind myself that there's a reason why I'm doing this. I watched Midsummer again. And then I also watched Taken. And Liam Neeson is such a babe. I think that was such a good movie. Like, you're constantly like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Clean brush, and I want you to smudge out anything that's come down. We need to do a wing, and we need to do a wing on the inner corner as well, but we'll take our time because I've got things to tell you. One thing I would love that the movie did was to explain a little bit like how he got out of most situations. There's a moment where his hands are tied. He's like handcuffed in a pole, and they do something to his wife, whatever, and then he needs to break free. And he does break free. I'm like, how? You know, show me the trick just in case I find myself in a similar situation and then I need to do the same. What am I gonna do? You know, maybe that's a bit too much like overthinking about it and no one really cares. But I think it would be like a good touch. Or maybe show him talk with his friends in the beginning of the movie explaining a similar situation where he's like, oh yeah, and then I did that and this is how I escaped. So then when we see it, we know how he did it. Anyway, nobody cares. I'm gonna take there's a beautiful black color. This brush is everything. This is an Inglot brush. It's completely ruined. Like, this is one of the best things I've ever owned. I never bought this. It was given to me by my best friend Eleni from back home. I just can't part with it. I just cannot part with it. I am going to start bringing this really, really close to my lash line. What's a film that you watched recently that you liked or disliked? Or what is a film that no matter how many times you watch it, you just can't get enough of it? Take a tiny bit of the black just on the outer corner on the lash line, just because I need a little bit of depth in there as well. This is the same brush that I used to smoke out just the black liner. I'm gonna jump in the brown that I used before on the top lid, and I'm just gonna bring this underneath here just to smoke it out all together and make it look more seamless. With the same brush, I'm gonna start winging out the tiniest wing, but I'm gonna follow my lash line over here to create that tiny little flick. And now I'm gonna go back in here and I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a cat eye moment. Something like that. I'm gonna give my eyes a bit of a rest now. It's time for base. The reason why I'm doing this while I'm spreading it like this in my hand is because when I did that for the underpainting technique, my application was like extra flawless. So I'm gonna do this. Yes, I am looking for the bloody brush while I am talking to you guys. I'm so sorry, I'll be right back. Did not find the brush I wanted, but that is a-okay. Let us... Don't forget to go around here, especially if you're doing a client. Whatever is left on my brush, that is what I'm going to take on my forehead. The forehead is usually a place that we don't really have a lot to cover. And the forehead, for some reason, is one of the first places that if you've applied by mistake a little bit more makeup or foundation, you can see it very prominently. I will reintroduce now a little bit of concealer just here and here. And I will leave that there for a minute, okay? Fenty Beauty Contour Stick. I absolutely fell in love with this. I'm leaving the concealer for last because I want as much coverage as I can get from it. The longer you leave it underneath your eyes, the more coverage you will get when you start to blend it out. Now it's time to blend in that concealer, and that also, it's going to act as like an eraser, and it's going to sit perfectly underneath the smokiness that we've created and highlight that. Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder on my powder puff, and let's take away that texture. Look at how
flawless everything's starting to look.
I got too excited. Okay. Okay. Next step is a bit of HOOLA bronzer. The same pigment I use on my eyes, I'm gonna use it on my nose. I'm gonna literally take the tiniest bit. I think that's gonna tie in very nicely with the eyes, but we still need to blend it out a little bit. Telescopic by L'Oreal. How long does it take you to apply mascara? Because it takes me about 3 to 4 minutes. And I think that's a lot. Oh my god, there's an eyelash inside my eye. Okay, blush-wise, I'm gonna use MELBA by MAC. Remember, I used this quite recently and I loved it because it's so soft and it's so subtle and it's so gentle and it's like... I feel like doing a strong lip with this. Still brown. I've got this Rimmel lip pencil. I think it's espresso. I may be wrong. I'm gonna Google it later on and I'm gonna add it in the description. But let's just call her Becca. I've got this lipstick by SHESADO and I think I'm just gonna very gently take some off of it and lightly tap it on my lip. Just like a wash of color, I don't want too much of it. The shade is Peep Show 505. I think I need to reintroduce again a little bit of the lip liner to keep it being prominent. Okay, this was a video for today. Oh my god, I love it. I love how it turned out. I think you would look hot if you do this, and you will look hot if you don't do this. Hot is a state of mind. Wait a second, because I've got a few requests the other day saying that they want more violet. So who am I to deprive you from my daughter? She was sleeping near the heater because she's a fluff ball and she needs warmth. Look at the back of her head. Isn't it so chunky? No, you don't want to say hi? Look at her cheeks. Oh my god. She hates cuddle.